Hey, it's Doug, I hope you're doing well. In today's video, we're going to be doing a simple pitch test. Then I'll be giving you a few helpful tips in order to permanently improve your pitch. Let's do it. So in today's video, the simple pitch test that we're going to be doing includes 3 basic scales, all right, which focus on pitch recognition and your ability to stay on pitch. Okay, so that means if you tend to go flat or sharp, you got to try and get it to level out and be the same. All right, and so before we jump into that, I just want to show you where the notes that we're going to sing are today. So we're going to be starting at C. For the guys, it's a lower note like this on an R vowel. Okay, C. And then for the girls, we're going to do it an octave higher, right? Okay, sounds good. So before we jump into the scales, I want to explain to you why exactly you're struggling with your pitch recognition or your ability to stay on pitch. Okay, so there's really 2 factors. One is obviously just the inability to hear the note. Okay, so you just can't hear the note and then you try to copy it, but it ends up being the wrong note, right? So you might go either flat or sharp, which means hitting the note lower than it's meant to be or higher than it's meant to be. Flat being low, sharp being high. Okay. Now, the other component that not many people talk about is the fact that if you sing with bad vocal technique, or if you sing very lazily, okay, and I'll explain what I mean by that in a minute, your pitch can actually really suffer, all right? So the reason why I'm highlighting this to you is because if you sing very lazily like this, look at me, I'll just become very lazy with my whole body and my face. Okay, you actually tend to sing more flat. Okay, so what I want you to do as we go through the scales together in the pitch test is sing more like this. I want you to stretch your jaw tall and open, and I want you to actually smile into the sound, exposing the top row of teeth especially. And I also want your cheeks to be moved quite high, so the cheeks are actually stretched right up there. What this will do is help you not fall flat, okay? And I feel like most people actually fall flat when they're singing, not really tend to go sharp too often. So just before we get into the simple pitch test, make sure you download this app that I'm using. It's called Tuner T1. I'll put the links in the description below. It works on Android and iOS, or alternatively, use another tuning app, or you can use a physical tuner. But just make sure you have a tuner because you need it for the test and you're going to need to know what notes you're actually singing. All right, let's do it. So the first scale we're going to do, as usual, we're going to start on the C, is C, D, E, E, D, C, the first 3 notes of a major scale. All right, and I'm going to try and do it and get it to not only say the right notes on the tuner, but also turn green. I'm going to stretch my mouth open and do all the right techniques. And back down. Cool. Now you give it a try. Now, here's where things get more tricky. Once you can do the first scale, you can move on to this scale. This is a 5-tone major scale. And the notes are C, D, E, F, G. And then we're going to go back down. G, F, E, D, C. So you need to know that that's what it's going to be on the notes on the tuner. So I'm playing the first note so I can recognize it. Then I'll give it a shot. So at the end there, I was going a little bit sharp. And like I said, the first goal is for you to get the notes at the top there. And then secondly, is to try and get it as green as possible. It would be pretty damn hard to get it perfectly green on every note, but it is possible. So that's the goal. So here are a couple of tips when it comes to the 5-tone major scale. The first one is you want to make sure you're counting if you accidentally sing too many notes. You might want to check that even if you're not sure. So just go, ah, ah. Use your hand to count, because when you're focusing, sometimes you can add notes or not do enough notes. Okay, that's the first tip. The second one is the fact that from the 3rd to 4th note, that's where everybody makes a mistake. The reason is because there's less of an interval, there's less of a jump to the next note from the 3rd to 4th note. So I'll show you what I mean. Ah, ah. That note is closer together. When you go back down, ah, it's the same. It's still closer together than the other notes. It's called a semitone or a half step. Ah. All right. Now, if you haven't nailed that yet, keep practicing that. Keep doing it repetitively, because if you can't get this, the next scale gets harder. The next scale is a 5-tone minor scale, and it sounds like this. So the notes are C, D, E flat, F, G. It's like this. Ah, ah. I'll do it faster. Ah, ah. Remember, C, D, E flat, F, G. Okay? This is the major one, the one previous. Ah. This one is ah. It's that 3rd note that's really different. Ah. Okay. That's the next scale I want you to practice. So make sure you go up and back down. Give it a shot. So some quick tips about that one. When you get to the 3rd note, the 2nd to the 3rd note, that's where the gap is smaller. Ah, ah. In the previous scale, you jump further. Ah, you jump further. Okay? And then on the way down, ah, the gap is further there. Ah, it's not ah. Okay, those are the big differences. So if you struggle with that pitch test, don't feel discouraged. Just know that pitch is something that, does take a while to build. It's really a skill that you need to train. You can actually use these 3 exact scales, focusing on the first one, getting that right, then the next one, a bit harder, then finally the last one, the 3rd one, the minor one. You can practice them next to each other. Like you start with the first one and just keep building from there. And that will really help you build the pitch. Okay, I've actually got many other videos on pitch on this YouTube channel. I'll add this video to that playlist, so you can just type in Doug Z pitch training and you'll be able to find it. Also, I've actually developed a whole course around building pitch, because I've personally helped many singers with this. So they've permanently developed their ability to sing on pitch. They can sing songs without worrying about it. They play in bands and they record music, and they used to struggle with this. So it's definitely possible to improve this permanently. Anyway, so if you like this video, make sure to give it a like, subscribe if you hadn't already. You can add me on Instagram, send me a clip of you singing, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.